Okay, so I'm making a video here to show you what I would like to see from you in writing your introduction paragraph. So I've already done some research here and I know where I can find information that I want to use in my essay. And I actually gave my documents numbers so that they're easier to come back to when it's time to do that at the end of my writing. So the first thing I want to do when writing an introduction paragraph is create my topic sentence. And how I do that is by going to the essay prompt and taking words directly out of the prompt. So your prompt says, determine whether or not Thomas Jefferson's removal of the slavery clause was a show of compromise or a show of hypocrisy. So that's exactly how I started off. I say, my position, right, is that it was compromise. And so I say, Thomas Jefferson's removal of the slavery clause from the Declaration of Independence was a show of compromise. And it was necessary for the founding fathers to be united for independence. Right? Show of compromise. Thomas Jefferson's removal of the slavery clause. I'm basically just rewording the entire question here. So now I need to support my topic sentence. That's kind of like the A in my ACEs paragraph. I need to not only start backing up my topic sentence, but also kind of creating a roadmap for the reader. So the first piece of evidence that I'm going to talk about in my introduction paragraph comes from this first document, document 1, and it's actually a direct quote from Thomas Jefferson here. So I'm already using a primary source right off the way in my introduction paragraph. And what that quote tells me is that Jefferson believed that some of the delegates to the Congress were still not 100% sure about independence, and that the debate over slavery might actually push them away from the fight to independence. So my first supporting sentence is basically going to be that, right? Jefferson believed that the debate over slavery could lead Southern right? This could lead to the Southern delegates actually withdrawing their support for independence. That's what Thomas Jefferson believed. And I got that from document 1. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that there at the end in parentheses. So the next pieces of information I'm going to add to back up my topic sentence about this being compromised comes from my third document, actually. And they remind us that the debate on slavery actually caused the Civil War, which was one of the most deadliest wars in history. And that was part of the reason that it was left out of the Declaration, was that it was too divisive. The country could not come together on it. So my next sentence is essentially going to be that. The 13 colonies were very divided on the issue of slavery. And second, needed the support of 13 colonies. Right? And so that helped me set up my argument for that this is actually truly compromising. So the last source I'm going to use actually comes from this Newsela source that I have for you, the Declaration of Independence and its legacy. And Newsela has a cool feature where you can annotate. So I was able to highlight information that I want to come back there. And how I did that is I just select a piece of text and this annotation tool pops up. So it's really easy, and that'll always be there for you since you log in with your Google. So some things I learned from this was that Jefferson was actually selected to write the Declaration of Independence, and it was he was selected to write it to persuade many parties to join the Patriots, right? So, secondly, I learned that this was a document generated to get support, right? It was a persuasive document, and he needed to stay away from issues that were going to divide people. And thirdly, he was actually anti slavery. So, by taking this out, he was really showing some compromise. So I'm going to go ahead and add all that information in here, and that'll tie up my introduction paragraph. It was persuade people to the patriot cause, and so what I'm saying here is that Thomas Jefferson, it was his job to persuade people to the patriot cause and get all delegates in favor of independence, right? But they weren't probably going to do that if there was an anti-slavery clause in the Declaration of Independence. So, though Jefferson was anti-slavery during the drafting of the Declaration of Independence, he had to compromise. So what I'm doing is I'm tying this back to my topic sentence of compromise, right? He had to compromise during the drafting of the Declaration of Independence. Drafting means writing. He had to compromise on the issue of slavery in order to unite all the delegates and be successful in independence, right? Now I have a complete paragraph with information that is backed up by text, and I have been able to keep track of it by using these numbers. And also, I have an outline for the reader. So the first couple paragraphs I'm going to write are going to be about this debate over slavery and how divisive it was. The second paragraph I'm going to write about is how the Congress needed all the support of the 13 colonies. And then the last part of my essay is going to be about how it needed to be a persuasive document and how that wasn't going to happen if slavery was if the anti-slavery clause was taken out. And then I'll be able to conclude my whole essay with this basic idea that Jefferson was anti-slavery and he had to compromise in order to unite all the delegates. So now you have an idea of how you can get started with your introduction paragraph. I hope you are successful and good luck in your essay writing.